Well, one night we was getting ready to. I was working out of town, getting ready to take a bath. Went to take a bath and didn't have no water. Went to the well house, discovered we had no water, and called the gas company. And anyway, I had to go on out of town to work, and we was gone for a week. We come back, we had some water. They was drilling out here in this field right next to us at the time.
About what year was that?
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, and anyway, they started drilling in this area, and we kept running out of water. At the same time, our neighbors got where they could only wash one load of clothes a day. And the preacher across the road lost his well altogether completely.
Who was that?
Don Atkins.
Okay. And who was the other neighbor?
William and Misty Mosley.
Okay.
And anyway, we wound up drilling a new well. Drilled 400 foot to have enough water, and there's just the two of us and the family. And it was very expensive. I think the drilling part of it was like $4,800, and then the pump and all the pipes and tanks and fixtures. And every time they frag a well within 5 miles of here, our water turned real red, looking like it's got clay in it. And we're paying $26 a month to water cure for a filter system that batch flushes every night at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then we have another set of filters underneath the house.
Wow.
Which usually change the filters once a month, which costs us about another $12. That's about
Not
it.
saying anything about like the coffee pots.
Oh, the
I mean, you never know when you go to make a pot of coffee if the water is going to be orange or whatever color it is. It ruins your coffee pots. You've got to constantly be cleaning them. The toilet bowls, the stains will not come out.
Wow. How was your water before?
Great.
Right. Always crystal clear.
Wow.
They was in this area for about 2 years, and then last summer they moved out of here, and we didn't have no problems for a while. Then they moved across the hollow over here on the next ridge over us. It's probably about 3 miles through the woods, and also started drilling more wells on Austin Road, and then we started having trouble again.
We've only been married 5 years, and within this 5 years, I've been diagnosed with, well, they said carcinoma, but that's not what it turned out to be. But I have tumors on both kidneys, and I do believe that this well water here, the water has something to do with the health problems that I've had. I mean, I've always had city water.
Yeah.
Well, the bad thing about the city water of Clinton, it comes out of the ground just like ours does. Our water, people that's got water in this area, it comes out of the ground right over here by the highway.
Oh, wow.
And when I lived across the road, I had city water, and I was at the end of the line. I had a lot of problems. I'd get all the trash.
Oh, my God. So does the city, well, that's a different issue, but have you had anything come up health-wise since you've been drinking this water?
I have a growth on my gallbladder, and they told me if it got any bigger or it got to bother me any worse, they was going to take my gallbladder out.
Wow.
And I have them on both kidneys, so it kind of stands to reason that, it's not really likely that you start out with nothing, never been diagnosed with anything, and then all of a sudden he and I both.
Right.
And another thing concerned me was when they was drilling these wells, they dig these big old frac ponds, they call, and when they got in, they pumped the water out, and there's no telling how many thousands and thousands of gallons of stuff in them, looked like grease. They just buried them.
Where did they bury it?
All up and down Austin Road, on County Line Road, the one right up here above our gate, up here behind our barn. They just buried it.
Wow.
They couldn't pump it out, so they pump out what water they can get, and they just bury the rest of it.
Oh my God, that's scary. Did you when you contacted the gas company? Which gas company was it?
Southwestern Energy.
And what did they do?
They took a water test, and they sent it to a lab in Little Rock, and they come back and said there wasn't nothing in the well that would bother anybody's health. But it's like I always thought, they got enough money they can pay anybody to say whatever.
Did they offer to fix your well?
No.
What did they say when you asked them to
They
fix your well?
They said that their drilling had nothing to do with our well. But they couldn't explain why my well and two neighbors